funny. It's funny, the way you tell the story and everything.
Funny how?
Come here, though. Yeah, he's crazy, see? Who are you?
We interrupt this program to bring you a special report.
Are you ready?
Okay.
How you feel about that? You look good there?
I think so. Look good enough.
You always look good, baby.
Thanks.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages,
Wow.
thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Barada Podcast. This is my first guest in months because of fucking COVID. I had to do all my podcast virtually via a screen. So this is cool. I welcome to you the beautiful, the talented, the gorgeous Miss Brenda Barado. I'll insert the applause sound effect.
You better.
So hi.
Hi.
Thanks for coming on the show.
Absolutely. You're not tired of my face yet?
Well, we'll say that for a different episode. No, of course I'm not.
Good.
But of course I had to force you into doing this podcast, like I do most things,
Bribery.
kicking and screaming, and then in the end you will thank me.
Mm.
And we've had wine, so you have just a little bit more into doing the podcast when you have a little vino in you.
Sure.
But no, I really wanted to do this because it is exciting. We're in the new house.
Mm-hmm.
And for people who don't know, this is house number 3, tres, for the Spanish speaking.
Yeah.
This is a big deal.
It is a big deal.
How you feel about that?
Feel very good about it. I'm in love with the house. I just want to get everything done all at once, but I know it's going to be forever, so we have time. But I want it done now.
Yes. Yeah, we've done a lot. We've only, what, is this our second week?
Third
Week. So we've only been here for 3 weeks.
Mhm.
But we've done a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, we've unboxed everything. We did that after 5 days because we couldn't wait to do everything.
And
but
plus it attracts roaches. We don't need all that.
yeah, you don't want that noise. So got the boxes out of there. We put in the media room. We got a nice little movie theater room with lights that are synced up to the TV. 4 bedroom, 3 bath, garage gym, dream kitchen.
Yeah.
It's
pretty good.
It's all good. We each got our own office. Obviously, mine is office/studio.
Yeah. And now I'm working from home, so I have to go into my little office so, I can have my phone conversations and not have to coordinate with you anymore.
Yeah, because one of us is very loud. Oh.
You're very loud.
Yes. Well, it's hard to whisper. So this is good that we each have our own office. Do you like having your own office?
I do.
And you enjoy working from home?
I do. I enjoy the fact that I can, and we've had this conversation before. I detest driving in traffic.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's the same with anyone. But, when you in that commute to work, you're already stressed out, annoyed by the time you get there. And it takes you an hour and a half to decompress just from the drive there. Now I just walk up my stairs in 2 minutes. I just get started with my day.
Pants optional.
Exactly. Pants and
awesome.
bra optional.
That's right.
I don't know how I'll ever get dressed again.
Yeah, well, what was it? Was it the other day or maybe it was yesterday? But we went to IKEA to grab a couple things, and aside from going to dinner really quick, we haven't really gone out in public a lot since really COVID. We don't go, but we almost forgot how to get
I don't know how to get ready
we
anymore.
were just I don't know if anybody else has dealt with that, but we you get on, you always have this routine when you get ready. You shower first, then you maybe, do your hair next, then you do your deodorant and all that. And like, for some reason, like I tried to put on deodorant after I put on my shirt. Like I forgot, like I just didn't.
It's all out of whack.
Yeah. Like 2 + 2 was equal to 5 for a while. It was hard to do that.
And not only that, it's like when you try to leave, it's like, oh, I forgot the mask. Oh, I forgot this. Oh, I need to go grab that. So we come back in the house like 4 times.
Yeah.
And then we set the alarm and we come back in and have to unset it. I just forgot how to go out.
It's crazy. And then once you do get out, you realize that everyone else was kind of in the same boat to where they've been just stuck at home.
Yeah.
And
people don't know how to walk and don't know how to drive.
Definitely don't know how to drive.
We forgot everything. Don't use it, you lose it, man.
Yeah, and here in Florida, they're bad drivers, normally.
Anyway.
Like, think about it. There's drivers that drive every day, sometimes a 2-hour commute, round trip, and 5 days a week they work.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a lot of practice. And they're still bad drivers. So when people go on this lockdown for 4 months and then they get back out and they haven't driven in months,
Oh, I know.
they're
Well,
way worse.
I'm not a bad driver, but even me, I get in my car and I forget buttons and how to work my car. I couldn't figure out how to turn down the music the other day, and I was like, what the hell button is it? And I grabbed my phone and I was like...
Because we're so used to asking like Alexa to turn down shit.
Well, yeah, I almost said that in my car.
Yeah.
I was like, Alexa.
Yeah.
And I don't know where she is in here.
She's over there.
But like, I said that and I was like, oh, I'm so stupid. But I was in my car by myself, so nobody knew. But now everybody knows.
Whole universe making fun of you
It
now.
was just all... Well, I even sat there and I was like, how do I put this in drive?
Yeah.
Yeah. I almost ran a stop sign the other day. Forgot.
Oh, yeah. I had to tell you that. I do that every day, even with practice.
Yeah. Well, you're not the best driver.
Well, all right.
Well,
That's a low blow.
I love
Embarrassing
you.
me in front of my friends.
I still love you.
He's the closest friends I have. I haven't seen anybody. Yeah, it is kind of weird though, getting out in public. I mean, and the podcast I did last week was about this. It was like, how important is it that we do go out and we do, it's okay to socialize, and that's important. It really is, because you got to get out and you got to communicate with people.
Health.
Yeah, you got to do that. But there's also a certain point to where this is making me realize that if it's possible to just meet up with a friend at like the park when it's outside and, we're just hanging out, shooting the shit on a bench, that's better than like going to a bar or a restaurant.
Well, have you seen
and
people
driving.
posting how bars are looking?
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Yeah. It's bleak.
Especially this weekend is going to be Halloween. Imagine. The spike. And it's daylight savings time, so they'll be able to party an hour longer.
Ugh.
Good God.
Especially in Florida. I mean, everything's open up, 100%, right?
Yeah. I mean, I just saw someone's story where they were just on top of each other. Like, they were literally singing and face to face, no mask. They weren't drinking. They were just like, nah. I'm like, okay, well, I get it.
It's crazy.
People start getting a little bit laxed. And that's understandable, because eventually, we're going to have to get to somewhat of a normal, but I don't know.
Well, again, yes and no. It's like maybe this is a pivotal moment where, our culture is changing, and we say it's the new normal, but, I mean, at some point, someone told us years ago when our parents could get like a vodka soda. It was $2 at one point. But then now, like what was this, 5 years ago or 10 years ago, someone told us that it's okay to spend $12 for a vodka soda. Like the whole world.
Vodka soda.
Right. But at some point, the whole world accepted it. Like no one, like, do you remember being, I mean, we're only 30, I'm, 35, you're 34, right?
33.
33. How do I not know that? I need to know that. I'll cut this part out. So you're 33. I'm 35. So I've been drinking since before I was 21. there was never like a rebellion against prices of stuff.
No, we just accepted it.
We just
and
accepted
paid
it. And I think that's what's going to happen with this thing is it's just
Well,
going to...
I'm a girl. I never really paid for it.
Well, girl.
Uh,
Then how come? Oh yeah, I guess I did pay for all of them. But yeah, I mean, we're getting to the point now where we're just gonna have to accept it. Like this is the new normal. This is just like we accepted that we get ripped off when we go to bars and restaurants and pay for food and drinks that we can make at home. You know, we're just gonna have to accept that eventually we're gonna have to all wear masks when we're outside.
Yeah.
You know. I mean, and
maybe.
And it's only when you're like around people, you know, like when you're eating at a restaurant, you can take it off. And I know there's some stupidity there where it's like, can't
But
you
you're still
do it there?
It all doesn't make. I mean, it makes sense, but it also doesn't make sense at the same time. Because it's like, okay, if I walk in the restaurant with my mask on and I sit at the table, but then you're going to sit me next to these people that also are eating. So now I can take off. So what was the point of me wearing the mask in here to begin with?
Yeah.
Because now you're going to sit, now that you're all at 100 capacity, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to be sitting next to these people that walked in with their mask, but now they're sitting at the table next to me without their mask because they're eating. It doesn't make sense to me.
And they're chewing and spitting more now next to me.
Yeah.
Like, I think eventually it's going to get to a point, and I think it was Besito that was like this.
Yeah, they had the shields between the tables.
So they had shields in between, like clear shields, very clean. You know, it looked like it was nothing there, but it was like almost like a bank teller glass. I mean, it's not horrible. And again,
but at the same time, if this thing is airborne,
yeah, it just lowers the chances. Like there's no, you know, there's no.
It lowers the chances of direct contact.
Right. I mean, nothing's guaranteed 100%, but it's like, again, I go back to.
It's like that thing about airport security. They don't really do shit.
Right.
They just give you that sense of security, but
yeah, it's false security.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is.
It's fine. I mean, I get it. Don't get me wrong. I enjoy going out and being out in public just because sometimes that's good for your mind to just get out of the house.
For sure.
Go do something different. I mean, meet up with your friends, have a quick drink, but at the same time, it's like, I don't want to be out there long. Like, I get there and, yeah, this is great. Okay. An hour goes by. I'm like, all right, well, I'm ready to go home. Like, I'm good.
Yeah.
I got my taste and come back home. But it's such a hassle.
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot of work.
Like, I can't tell you, and I know I'm not the only one. I can't tell you how many times I get out of the fucking car and forget that goddamn mask. And I have to walk back. I got yelled at Michael's because it was pouring rain. I'm already pissed off that I have to like worry about the umbrella. And I parked in a spot that's in water. Like if I were to step down, I was going to be ankle deep. So I had to jump to the sidewalk with my umbrella. I ran inside. Didn't even think about it. I wasn't wearing one. Ma'am, you're going to get mask. I'm like, oh, so I have to go outside in this pouring rain back to my car that's almost underwater to get this fucking mask. I was pissed. But I get it. Because obviously I'm not going to go in there without a mask. But at the same time, it's like, God damn it, one added hassle.
Yeah. And that's what, I mean, that's, again, I go back to, it's like, is it really important that we go out?
It's not important, but every now and again, it's nice.
Yeah. But one thing this is making me realize is the only thing people are upset about is not going out and like, you know, being, you know, it's not like we're being upset because we're going out to the library and we're meeting up with a group of friends and we're educating ourselves by reading books in our weekly book club. Like, no one's doing that. People are upset because they can't go to Michael's, or if they go to Michael's, it's too difficult, or like their favorite bar and restaurant shut down, or the theme parks are closed. Like, these are all like just things that we don't really need. We just want to have. And, you know, if you want to meet up with friends and stuff, that's what I was saying earlier. It makes you appreciate like going to the park, going outside, where you don't necessarily have to wear a mask because you're in the open and you're not, you know, in these large gatherings. And that sucks for people, obviously, that own businesses with restaurant bars, that you got to adapt. You know, like Imagine if every restaurant in Florida is a rare occasion because we have nice weather pretty much year long. But imagine if like every restaurant was like 80% outside and not covered, but patio, and then 20% inside. Imagine if like the whole like suit and tie thing, depending on where you live, you don't have to like go to a fancy restaurant and go inside and get like an expensive bottle of wine. You could just hang out outside and you're still in that restaurant, but all the space that we have, we use to just condense ourselves in these four walls just to eat at these restaurants when, we're ignoring the beauty that's outside. And maybe this was like Earth's way to be like, excuse me, hello, hi, I'm beautiful. Look at me, pay attention to me. Get out of these restaurants, get out of these bars, look outside.
It's
Maybe.
possible.
I don't know. Because COVID can't live outside. These are facts. The sunlight, the UV rays kill it.
Yeah.
So they thought it could stay on surfaces.
Well, I see a lot of
okay.
restaurants expanding and adding patios.
Which is a great idea.
Yeah.
And you're
even,
outside.
Like, in downtown, they shut down roads to expand seating area. I mean, I like sitting outside. I mean, not in the fucking dead of summer in Florida. No, thank you. But if they get like, fans and things like that, it's bearable.
Fans and misters. And,
yeah.
But I think that's what it's going to be. I think that's what it has to be. If you think about it, we just spend so much time inside.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think of that all the time. It's like
at work, right? Like you wake up, and I don't just mean, sorry to interrupt you. I don't mean like,
are you?
no, just going to work. You know me. If it's in, I got to get it out. So this is in, so I got to get it out now. But like, imagine you're here, you're at the house, you wake up in the morning on a normal day, 6:30, 7 o'clock, you get ready, whatever. Then you hop in the car, which is also inside. You're surrounded by four walls. You're driving, right? You're not getting any vitamin D. You're not getting any, outside nourishment. And then you quickly run inside your office when you get there because it's too hot outside. Quickly run inside. You're in there for 6, 7, 8 hours.
Or because I'm running late.
Correct. And then when you get done, you hop back in your car and you head back home. You rush and then you hop back in here. Like on a normal day, like you've spent, and me too, we've spent more time outside during COVID than we usually do because we're so cooped up inside that we want to go like outside and walk around, and it just makes you appreciate it more.
Well, I always appreciate it. But then again, it's like one of those things where even now working from home, which I'm perfectly fine with, but I'll sit there and look out the window. I'm like, oh, it's such a beautiful day. And I want to go outside, but I can't because I have to do work inside. And if I go outside, I've tried to bring my laptop outside and then I get so distracted or I get like too relaxed. I'm like, ugh.
Yeah. So
then I have to come back inside or it's too hot, so I can't.
Right.
But it's like, I wish, That's why I'm saying like when it's nicer weather. And that's another thing, like I just don't enjoy being hot. It's the worst.
Well, and Florida's a different beast, right? I mean,
yeah, like it's just, it's humid, it's hot, like it's very rare that you get like that perfect weather where like that nice breeze, it's not humid out, there's no mosquitoes. Like that's ideal. So I can't wait for those days where I can open the windows. And I think that just being outside does do something to the soul and the mind. Like when we went to Zion and all that stuff, it's like I felt like a different person. It was just like so nice to be out all day long. But again, the weather's nice over there. The weather hits different. Yeah. Like if we had that type of park in Florida when we went, I would have been a bitch. Just miserable. And I mean, we enjoy it more now. Like, even though sometimes I try to get you to eat outside, but you won't.
No. I mean, I'll exercise outside, but I just can't eat outside. I'm just very, I don't know. I'll drink outside.
We have a screen porch outside now.
Yeah. I mean, now I'll do it. But normally, like, eating outside is just very, especially if it's hot food, I can't do it.
Well, if you can do it at a restaurant, you can do it at home.
I don't want to do it at a restaurant.
Well.
But no, I think, I mean, there's a lot of negatives with COVID, but I really think this is a gut check for all of us.
It's definitely a little wake up call.
Yeah.
I appreciate the things.
Yeah. And, appreciate your friends too.
Yeah.
Like it makes you realize.
I know who my real friends are.
Yeah. I know who my real friends are, but also too, it made me kind of pick apart my social media. And it didn't help that we watched that documentary, Social Dilemma.
Oh yeah. I don't even
turn off all those notifications.
I turned off everything, and it's helped. Every Sunday when I get that report of screen time, it goes down like 18-20%. It doesn't go up anymore.
That's right.
It's going down.
Yeah. And again, I think a lot of that has to do with, we're just appreciating a little bit more of the time that we do have, where we're not spending so much time on the phones, or we're not spending so much time like following people. That's one thing I really stopped doing, is I unfollowed a bunch of people that, either post like negative stuff, or, they don't post a lot, or I haven't seen them or talked to them in a while, or like, they have like 5 posts, and I just don't, like, what's the point of following you if I'm not going to get value out of it? I look at like The Rock, like that's a cat you want to follow.
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds, these are guys you want to follow because they do something to you. They either make you happy, or they make you motivated. Yeah. Or they do something to kind of brighten up your day. But like if everyone's following, I can't even think of anybody.
I unfollowed an influencer the other day because all she does is like, first of all, her voice is kind of annoying, and that sounds very petty to say, but all she does is talk negative shit all the time. And she's like, and this happened, and I just feel this way. And it's like, yo, like, I don't care, because she'll say like all this negative. She's like, I just want to be real with y'all. I'm like, okay, but there's a certain balance of how real you can be. You are, it's like having a job. That's your job. You chose to have that job. Okay, I get it. Every once in a while, go ahead, share your negative shit. But if it's every day,
yeah, that's a lot. Well, and if there's no mustard behind it, right? Like if she's saying, "Hey, this negative happened, but I overcame it."
No, it's just negative. It'll be negative, 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 and then she'll share her Amazon pics, and then negative. It's like, what makes you?
Wait a minute, what?
I skipped past that because I was trying to get away from your negative. So what are you doing?
Yeah, it's like a bad movie. I'm not going to watch that movie. I'm going to walk out of the theater.
Exactly.
Well, no more theaters, but did I not call that though? Tell me I called that.
I mean, you did. They'll be back.
No. No, I called this like right when COVID happened. I was like, first thing that's going to go is movies, because all these movies are in production, and the movie theaters pay for those flicks, just like Netflix or Amazon does. They have to pay for those movies. So AMC, Regals, and Regal Cinema was my first job. So I got real lub. Lub?
That's a word now.
What Adam Sandler movie was that? Mr. Deeds. You remember where he writes that card in Hallmark?
Oh yeah.
And he goes, "I love you," or something like that. Anyway, but that's
don't try to justify you not saying the word correctly.
I was thinking of Adam Sandler. That's why I said it. No, but I got real love for Regal Cinema. I really do. Yeah. And I
loved going to the movies.
It's a great nostalgia. Again, though, this is where it comes back to what I was talking about in the beginning. Do we need to go? Because I think it's fair to say that what we experience on a nightly basis in our new movie theater room is no question better than the movie theater. From maybe not an aesthetic standpoint, but just overall. Like it was $12, $24, popcorn, candy. That's a $60 day. $60, and times are tough. $60. And it's for 2 hours. Or we could just sit here and fucking throw on Netflix for $12 a month. I mean, it's like...
It's $17 a month.
Did it go up?
Yeah.
God damn it. But yeah, that's... Oh, and by the way, that's for like 6 devices or something. So...
Yeah.
Right. So, I mean, listen, I get it. But
Yeah, it's an experience.
Everyone,
And I mean,
everyone also says that Blockbuster was the greatest thing ever.
it still is.
Hold on. No,
I would
easy.
still go.
No. There's a difference between you will still go. That's like me saying The Godfather is the greatest movie of all time. It's a great movie, but it was in the 70s. Was The Departed better than The Godfather? I don't know, but The Departed was a really good fucking movie. What about like Avengers? That was an awesome movie. You know, you can't make the Avengers in 1970. So The Godfather, Scarface, these are all nostalgic. These are great. But to say they're the greatest movies of all time, that's when people say...
It's one of the greatest movies of all time. And
I
that's
agree.
a title in its own.
I agree. But
Just like Beauty and the
Blockbuster...
Beast.
Well...
One of the greatest movies ever.
Okay. I agree to disagree. It's a great movie.
Mm-hmm.
But to say Blockbuster was like the greatest thing ever, it was great and I loved it. But Netflix is substantially better.
This is the thing. Generational thing.
Right.
I mean, we're almost the same age, but you're not as nostalgic as I am.
No.
At all. Not even remotely.
Because I'm a realist.
Ugh. But
That's
like me, for example, on Netflix,
Mhm.
I literally rotate the same 8 shits because it's so vast. I
Mhm.
don't want to.
It's too much.
It's too much. That's way too much to go through. I spend more time scrolling, trying to find something new where I'm just like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to watch New Girl for the 6th time. Or I'm going to watch. I literally, if you look at my watch list, it's the same movies. Would you like to watch it again? Yes.
Yes. The same
And
ones.
that's how I feel that I like Blockbuster better because I can see it all in one thing. Like when it comes to Netflix, I don't know what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
And
Well,
I have to search.
And I get that. But
But Blockbuster was all on the wall.
But here's where I argue and say, I agree with you. But if someone told you tomorrow, listen, you can either have Netflix, right? Or Blockbuster.
Blockbuster.
You would not choose Blockbuster.
Yes, I would.
You would choose to go to a location,
Yes.
pick out a movie,
Yes.
throw it in your DVD,
Yes.
and do it.
Yes.
Okay. You might be the only one.
No.
Yes.
I know several people that
No,
would as
you
well.
know people. It's like the Tampax.
No.
Hold on, let me finish. They're doing it for the likes. People say that they're nostalgic and the 90s were the greatest thing ever. And listen, the 90s were fantastic and I'm
Ask me if I listen to new music.
hold on. No,
Ever.
that's not what I'm saying. That's different because the 90s had the greatest music known to man. Alt rock, heavy metal, rap, hip hop, everything. It was the
Boy
greatest.
bands.
Boy bands hasn't gotten better than that ever. But like overall, the 90s, that's the problem is this is why I'm a realist because people don't think big, long term and they don't think bigger picture. When I say the 90s versus now, what's better? It's now. Now you have a phone. Now you have SpaceX. Now you have people traveling on Mars. Now you have like
I'm not saying that the technology is not
right.
better.
But when you
But
say
I'm
90s,
saying I would love me some walk around Blockbuster.
I get it.
The
But
outside wall had all the new stuff, and if you wanted to go a little bit older, you go in the
Right.
middle aisles.
I get it. But
No,
I
you
don't know
don't.
if it's better.
It's better for me.
It's better for you. That's great. But anyway,
We should put a poll on that.
I know what the poll's going to be.
Do you?
Yes.
Should I set it right now?
Set it right now.
I will set a poll.
If you had to choose, but here you have to word it correctly though. You can't say Blockbuster or Netflix because everyone's going to pick Blockbuster just like they say, Hocus Pocus is the greatest Halloween movie ever. And it's a great movie.
Excuse me.
Gesundheit. But when you watch it, you're like, oh my God, this is so great. It's only great because it's nostalgic to you.
Well, yeah, because
Right.
it brings you back to a happy place. Like,
Right.
I love listening to older music because it just brings me back to a more peaceful time in life.
Right.
Not that my life's chaotic or that it's bad,
Like-
but it's just like,
Yeah, absolutely. I get it. But it's more of the people don't understand. It's more of the memories than it is the actual year or location.
I forgot how to use Instagram. How do you do a poll?
It's like again, I'm relating this now to like us as kids. So everyone knows those big electrical boxes that were in your subdivision,
Yeah.
right?
They were a stage.
They were a stage. But again, if you could choose now to sit on your ass at home in your cozy couch in the AC, or go to those electrical boxes and wear your JanSport book bag, what would you rather do? The answer is going to be sit on your ass and do nothing, because it's fun to fantasize about those nostalgic times.
So how should I ask this question to your standards to get the proper response?
It's not my standards. I just think it should be something like, tomorrow, if you had to choose. Are you doing a poll?
Yes.
So tomorrow, if you had to choose between, no, I got a better way to
boy.
word it. If you could bring back Blockbuster, that's easier, because the way that was worded was too long. If you could bring back Blockbuster
Hold
today, but you'll never be able to watch, or you'll never be able to stream movies, would you do it? Yeah, because Netflix is very broad. I mean, now you got HBO Max, you got, which is fucking awesome. You doing this on Instagram?
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and
If
vote
you could-
no.
You can't vote. That's not fair.
What do you mean?
It's not fair. We can't vote.
I follow you. What do you mean
we
we can't vote?
vote.
That's bullshit.
It's our argument. That's like if we had an argument and you had your friends and my friends chime in. Guess what? They're biased.
So wait, none of your friends or none of my friends can weigh in on this?
No, they can weigh in on this.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying as an example.
Oh, okay. I get you.
If you could bring back Blockbuster, but you'll never be able to stream movies, would you?
We're about to get to the bottom of this shit. It's on Instagram?
Yes.
You could say very important?
I mean, yeah, you can type around it. Like,
Oh,
I'm just gonna
yeah.
Put like a.
I thought you could, like rate the poll or something. All right, but anyway,
Okay.
you finish that. But I get it. I'm a very, like, I listen to Dean Martin when I cook. I mean, I get it. But, Dean Martin and Justin Timberlake are on two different wavelengths, right?
Yeah, they are.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, so
It's like apples to oranges. I get it.
kind of, but so is Blockbuster and Netflix, though. That's what I'm saying. It's like Redbox and
Like
Netflix.
if I were to go to Target
right.
and not listen to you at all, I would probably buy movies, DVDs. I would.
Yeah, but what if DVDs become extinct? Like,
Just like
kind of they are now.
VHS.
Right. Like, would you buy VHSs today?
Because I don't have a VCR, but I would if I had a VCR.
Answer the question. Today, right now, as things lay, would you buy VHSs? Like tomorrow, if I said, you have $500, you could buy anything you want. Would you buy VHSs?
If I got dropped off in a store that had them, yes. I still have all my Disney VHSs.
Yeah, I know. I have VHSs too, but they're just collecting. They're just collecting dust. That's what I'm saying. That's the point.
Because we don't have anything to play them on.
Correct. And just when streaming services
But we
become
still-
extinct,
We still have DVD players.
and we don't use them because streaming is substantially better than anything. That's my point. Is I get the whole nostalgic. I get.
No, you.
But
you can't
I-
say you get it and
I
say
do
it like
get
that.
it.
No, you don't.
I do get it, but it's just not better though. There's a reason why it's nostalgic. Nostalgic is just a nice way of saying it used to be cool. And now it's not.
Agreed to disagree. I'm very nostalgic. I don't throw away a lot of things. I mean, I've gotten better, but
Yes.
sometimes I still go through our wedding cards. I have a box of them.
Yeah. You should be on that show from A&E.
Which one?
Hoarders.
No.
Getting pretty bad.
No.
Come on.
Not even close.
Now we have a
you
big
even
house,
watched
so-
this show?
Yeah.
Have you seen?
Listen, they all started with one extra box than they were
Listen,
supposed
we've
to
been
have.
together 5 years and that's never occurred this way.
Do you know why? Because I make you throw away things.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
No.
You're over here talking about VHSs. Where are they?
At my parents' house.
That's right.
Because if I bring them over here,
I will
Oh,
throw
boy.
that shit away.
no, and I would kill you.
Babe.
Those are worth a lot of money.
They are
Although I won't
not.
sell them. Yeah, huh?
In mint condition, they are. Yours
Yeah.
are not mint.
Yes, they are.
All right,
I mean, my
well,
Beauty and the Beast one might not be in mint condition. I watched
Well,
the
then-
shit out of that.
then we need to see those warlocks so we can make some dough.
I'm not selling them. That's like when you keep the Beanie Babies, but those never really gained value.
Listen to what you just said. They're worth a lot of money.
They are, but I don't want to sell them.
Where are they? They're at my parents. So we should sell them. No. You haven't had them in your possession for 5 years.
No. I want to be able to show them to my kids, be like, this is what I used to do.
Your
When
kids
they start to misbehave, be like, listen, you could have dealt with this. You didn't even know when that film got stuck in that fucking VCR, the agony and the fucking panic that would ensue.
Yeah.
And you would have to like get a pencil to fucking get that shit back in there and make
Your
sure it was
kids
straight.
are gonna, I don't know why they're only yours. Our kids,
Our children.
our children are gonna make fun of us if we even bring up,
I
if we
don't
even
care.
say, they're gonna be like, don't you say it. VHS? Nope.
I don't care.
I'm not gonna, that's embarrassing.
That's not embarrassing.
That's like, it's almost as embarrassing as when we first started.
We're the best generation alive.
Better than the generation with Blockbuster?
No, we were part of that.
Check that
Hello.
poll.
I
How
don't
bi-
have that many followers
how
that
big's your following?
interact with me.
Yeah.
I'm not that great on social media.
I don't know about you, man.
Anyway, what I was saying, what was I just saying? You
About
made me-
VHS and our kids.
No, you made me lose my trail of thought.
Yeah.
On purpose.
No, you were saying about VHS and then our kids, we'd be embarrassed.
No, we're the best generation.
Yeah.
And here's why.
Talk to me.
Because we were here prior to all this fucking bullshit technology taking over.
Mm-hmm.
And we got the best of both worlds. We got the Blockbuster. We got the having everything accessible on your phone. I had a fucking brick Nokia that all I could play was Snake on. And I also got another Nokia that I racked up the bill because remember when you used to have to buy minutes?
Mm-hmm.
What?
Yeah.
And then when they said, unlimited is normal, I was like, well, hot dog.
What?
And then touchscreen, like we were here for all of that progression. We're the best fucking generation.
See, and that's kind of my point, though. So I'm glad you brought that up. So thank you for proving my point. So minutes is nostalgic. Having a cell phone that flips open is nostalgic.
Well, I'll let you know, in Dominican Republic, they still work on that system.
And yet, Brenda Berardo is living right here in beautiful Florida with a fucking iPhone 10 because it's vastly better than a flip phone. Then
But I don't even use like 75% of
don't
those
you
features.
fucking dare. I will make
Tell
that
me
thing
I do.
I will make that thing Mint Mobile and you'll have like 300 gigs of data. You'll have to like stream 5 seconds on Facebook and it'll crash because you don't have enough gigabytes to handle it. Okay. It is way better. Like the whole minutes thing versus unlimited. Unlimited is way better.
Oh, obviously.
So it's going to keep getting better.
But I'm
That's all
saying, it's just we're in a good generation. We got to
We are.
witness all of that.
I love
However-
to relive it for sure.
However, I would love me a stroll down Blockbuster.
No
That's
doubt.
all.
No doubt.
Let's see.
See, I think what would be cool is like what they have now, which I think is an Airbnb. Did you hear about this Airbnb that they converted to Blockbuster?
No.
So like if you Google it, so you folks on me, you can Google it, but there's an Airbnb. I don't know where it is. I forget, or they converted. No, that's what it is. It was a Blockbuster. It was like the last remaining Blockbuster and they converted it to an Airbnb so you can rent it out. And you're in a Blockbuster, you're just hanging out and it's got the logos and it's got beds and so it's a Blockbuster themed Airbnb.
What? I
Yeah,
want
really
that.
cool. It's like in a little podunk town. I forget where it is, but
Interesting. All right.
but see
Let's see.
that is nostalgic, baby. That is cool to relive that stuff.
It's not looking good for me right now.
What's it say? What's percentage? Say it faster.
75% no, 25% yes. But there's still a chance. This is how I'm gonna fucking figure out who my friends are. I see you who voted no.
I ain't friends with you no more. No, but again, like, and you know how much of a Batman nut I am. The very first Batman live action was with Michael Keaton and Jack Nicholson. And Michael Keaton was an incredible Batman.
Yeah.
But to say that movie is better than The Dark Knight with Heath Ledger?
No.
But again, when I watch that, there's like a feeling. It's like that nostalgic, like, it's kind of better, but in its own way. And that's how I feel about Blockbuster. But I wouldn't say it's better. I wouldn't trade it in for the world. It's like my iPhone, like that portrait mode. What if someone tomorrow on your iPhone says, by the way, you can have all the Blockbusters back, but you have to get rid of portrait mode on your iPhone? I'd be like, fuck no. I'm keeping that portrait mode. Take your Blockbusters. I don't want it, man. You know?
Well, good thing we're married, because then if they ask me, I can say bring out the Blockbuster.
And then there's
you'll have the
there's a disclaimer saying, but you can't use your husband's phone.
I can't use it, but if you take a picture of me in portrait mode, that's the same.
That's the disclaimer too.
No.
You can't be
You can't
taken.
be adding these disclaimers at your convenience.
But I don't know. There's good and bad. So anyway, how do we get on this topic?
I have no idea.
Me neither.
Pleasures of a podcast.
This is why the podcasts are fun.
Sure.
Ciao.
Yeah.
So, what's your favorite thing about the new house?
We've had this conversation. I can't narrow that shit down.
It's tough.
I cannot narrow it down.
And if people don't know, it's a brand new home. So it's got a lot of incredible features. But we also have a hot tub that's in the back. That's pretty exciting. And then the wet bar that's upstairs in our movie theater room, where it has a cooler where we keep wine and White Claws.
Well, don't tell everybody. We're going to get robbed.
Well, as long as you don't say the address, I think we'll be okay.
Mm.
And we have a lot of cool shit.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's hard to pinpoint.
Yeah.
I think, and this might not be an exact thing per se,
Okay.
but I think that it's a great combination of both of our previous homes,
I could see that.
which kind of brings like a nostalgia. Oh, a word of the night.
Yeah.
But it's just now, I feel like, this is going to be home. Like
Yeah.
the first home, obviously I loved, but that was something that, that was pre you and me, like we were together, but
Yeah.
it was something that,
I was still feeling you out.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. he was seeing what I was about.
That's right.
But that was something that you were already in the works with when we first met.
Yeah.
And then the second home was a big deal because that was something that we did together as married, new city, new everything. And that was, a great chapter.
Yeah.
But now I feel like this is this is going to be, I wouldn't say forever home, because who knows, once our kids grow up, maybe we'll build our own custom retirement home and whatnot. But
Yeah.
this is going to be a long-term
Right.
home.
Like we'll see this mortgage through probably
Yes,
15 years, 20 years, who knows?
exactly.
Right.
So I feel like that right there, I'm like, ooh,
Yeah.
that's nice.
Yeah.
And we have we have a backyard.
Yep.
I want to be able to make friends with my neighbors. Like, for example, we were in the condo for 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Never met any of the neighbors.
Not in a good.
Not in a good way.
Not in a
Like
good
I
way.
met the neighbor because he was an asshole and inconsiderate and loud as hell.
Yeah.
But I don't even, if you ask me his name, I don't know it. I don't know it at all.
Yeah.
In just a week being here, we met all of our surrounding neighbors.
First weekend.
First weekend.
Like, oh, you are
They're
new
like,
neighbors?
hi, my name is so-and-so.
Yeah.
What? People are waving at me, like
Yeah.
driving by.
Well, and that's what's cool about being a community, right? Like
Yeah.
we don't, like our first home, we were in a community in Winter Park, but it was like a cul-de-sac, so it was cute and it was fun, but it was a little bit older.
Yeah.
So it was kind of hard to narrow down people that, we got along with. But like being part of a community is definitely like, again, it's one of those things you take for granted unless you get outside and meet people, because just little things like we met our neighbors, yeah, but even just walking to the mailbox, everybody in the neighborhood's like, hey.
Yeah.
So I think it's important where you spend, where you spend money on to live at, because those little things right there could bring, if you have a bad day, and you feel like everyone's annoying you, but then you walk to get the mail and, fucking Billy up the street's like, hey, what's up, Tony? And I don't know why we're in the 1940s. What was that about? Hey, what's up, Tony? Hey, how are you? Hey.
I think you always slip into that era for some reason.
Yeah, the bee's knees. It's crazy than a bag full of monkeys. But yeah, but there's something to be said about that, to where like you have that sense of community, and it just makes you feel better. It really does.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
And you feel a little bit safer, being around people that you know.
Yeah.
But
And if something were to happen, if a neighbor sees it, more likely
Right.
to, and likewise, like if I saw something fishy going on, I'd be like, oh, what the hell?
be like, yo, what's up with Billy's house?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah,
But I agree with you. It's almost like the first two houses were like a rough draft. And we finally put everything down on paper. We printed it. It's like the perfect final draft is where we're at now. So
it was a nice little combo of things we both wanted.
yeah. And it wasn't easy.
No, it was not. It was
So how do you think we got here? What was like your biggest takeaway? Like if you had a friend or multiple friends, what could you tell them that could maybe bring some value? Listen up, folks.
about like a house buying
Dun, dun, dun.
process.
Well, even just in general, like how did you go from where you were at 5-6 years ago to now? I mean, you're a fucking mogul.
Oh,
I mean, you have 2 homes under your name right now. That's a big deal.
that is a big deal. I would just say definitely getting out of your comfort zone
Mm-hmm.
and really just, even if you don't, you have to set those goals.
Yeah.
Like I may have not expressed them that much, but, I did have goals and, goals in work, and
Yeah.
kind of like once you get into the swing of things, be like, okay, well, what am I doing this for?
Yeah.
Because honestly, like as much as, I do like my job, I do, but at the same time, it's like, that's not my whole being.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, okay, I'm working hard, but what's
For
my
what?
reward for it?
Yeah. For what? Exactly.
So, okay, yeah, we saved up money. I mean, this pandemic was helpful in that because, we were forced to stay home. But in the end, it was a huge benefit.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's just like, okay, well, you're working hard. This is the benefit. Like we get our family home. So now once we start building our family even further,
Yeah.
We picked a home that was perfect
Suitable.
for what we wanted.
Right.
Like we both got things that we wanted. Like I wanted a little front porch, we have one.
Mm-hmm.
A backyard, we have one. A screening area, we have one. A media room, we have one. We both have an office. I mean, eventually one of us will have to sacrifice it, probably me. But once we have kids,
Who knows if you're going to work?
who knows?
I mean, you might be, a podcaster on the side, make some dough. You might take over the podcast and,
Well,
who knows?
I'll just, take care of the house and children. How about that?
I'll just keep working. I'm down with that.
Yeah.
But you're right, though. Goals. That's the big takeaway is the goals.
And then once you set those goals, it's just, especially if you have a partner in life that's a little bit more organized. I mean, I'm organized in different senses, but in that type of aspect.
It's a good balance.
Balance. Yes.
Teamwork.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
But even if you don't have a spouse, I mean, you definitely want to.
And if
You
you
wanna
don't
set
have your
some goals.
spouse, then do you.
Yeah.
You just have to set those goals for yourself.
I just think we all have to be super careful about, how you're spending your time.
Who you're spending your time with,
Right.
what you're spending your time on,
Yeah.
what you're spending your money on. I mean, there are times, and I will be the first to admit it, which I don't want to say this in front of you, but here we are, where I would be out at like a TJ Maxx or Marshall's. I mean, Bath and Body Works, I can't help myself. I click their fucking ads every day. But there are times where I'll literally have things in my cart, in my arms, and I'll be like, why the fuck am I getting this? But I fucking get that shit anyway, just because it gives me that gratification. But then this pandemic hit, and look where all my clothes is at, in the closet. This is what I've been living in.
Yeah.
I have 3 of these sweatshirts, which I also bought, but I wear them almost every fucking day. I'm always cold, but I wear them all the time.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, well, I mean, I do still do Bath and Body Works because I want our nice house to smell nice, and I light the candles every day, so that's a good return of investment. But
yeah, that's a good ROI.
Yeah.
But again, that's the type of stuff that's okay to do. But you know, when we're just trying to buy clothes and buy shoes to look good, if it, you know, it's just, it makes you feel good, sure, but it only makes you feel good because you think that's what people want you to say. Like, if people just start thinking to themselves, they don't care what you look like in front of other people. And because honestly, I mean, why do women wear makeup? Because it makes them feel good, right? Mm-hmm. But they don't wear makeup to walk around the house. So does that mean you don't feel good when you walk around the house? No, of course you feel good when you walk around the house. But you go outside because you don't want other people to think this is what you know, look like. Like, there's a reason why you don't walk around with sweats outside. There's a reason. And it's for a good reason.
You look like a schmuck.
You look like a schmuck. But we just have to be careful of like what we're spending money on. Because I got to tell you, if it almost makes me cry, as many conversations as my father has had with me since I was like 10 about what to do in life, how to do it, the order to do things. And I thought to myself, sorry, Pops, love you. This guy's a prick. He needs to stop talking to me like this. Like, what are you doing? I'm 12, Dad. Let me live my life. Like, I'm gonna go play with my friends, and I'm gonna go do drugs. I'm gonna have fun. Like, that's what I want to do. So you don't know what you're talking about, Dad. And I just wish I listened. Because if I listened to a smidgen of what he said, and my dad doesn't know everything, but the point is, though, listening to people that know more than you. So whether it's your dad, whether it's your brother, whether it's your mother, just listening to those people that know a little bit more than you. Because if you could take a smidgen of that, your life would be 1,000 times better. I mean, as much, I've went through 5 cars because one I gave to an ex, one I just abandoned, my Camaro. Justin and Richie, you guys, if you're listening to this, we used to call it the Spring Breaker because that's what it was good for. It's going on spring break. It was a Camaro IROC. It was like my Rocky Balboa car. I just abandoned it because it broke down. I didn't have the money to fix it. So I scratched off the VIN number and I toasted. But I just didn't have the money to fix it. And I was in my 20s, man. Like, you know, because I spent money on stupid stuff. And it's those things that, goddamn, we'd have 4 kids and 5 houses by now, you know, if I had my shit together. So it's just like, I don't know. It's instead of keeping up with the Joneses, just worry about keeping up with yourself first. That's the big thing. Yeah. Is just focus on your own life first and then worry about what the Joneses think. You know, get your shit in order first. And I feel like our shit's in order now. So, you know, once we perfect this house to where we want it to be and we start our own family and everything, now our kids are going to have a good example and a good place to grow up.
But then again, if you had listened to him, who knows what path you'd be on.
I might not have met you.
Exactly.
So everything happens for a reason.
Yes.
For sure. It's just, you know, could happen faster. That's all.
It could have. And it would have saved both of us some
Grief.
shit.
Yeah.
A lot of shit.
That's a big takeaway. Just have some goals. Have some metas.
Yes. Metas. And just stay focused on it. You know, don't let other people like drag you down. Like if you want to go, you know, party and have fun, don't listen to me. That's not what I'm saying. Go live your life. Go do you. But don't complain.
But don't complain when you don't have any fucking money.
Yeah, that's true.
You know?
You can't. That's one thing that I'm very hot and cold when it comes to social media. Yeah. Only because, I mean, obviously probably none of y'all follow me, but I maybe post once a month. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe twice in a week if you're lucky, if we go do something fun.
Mhm.
I just feel like posting it. But it's one of those things where it's like I see people complaining about certain things, and I won't say specifics on what they're complaining about.
Right.
But then the next post is like, okay, so that's why you're in that situation that you were complaining about like 3 slides ago.
Mm-hmm.
But here you are doing this that's contradicting that. So shut up.
Right.
Because it's not like, that's like if I'm complaining about money in
Mhm.
my stories, which I would never do because I'm just not that person.
Yeah.
But I'm complaining about money and, oh my God, I barely made it to pay rent, but 2 slides over, I'm getting a half sleeve.
Right. It's like, what?
Huh?
Eh?
That was half of your rent.
Yeah.
So you would rather spend your money on that than your livelihood.
And the thing is, people argue saying, well, that's what I want. That makes me feel good. Yes, short term, it
But
makes you
then
feel
you're
good.
stressed because you can't make ends meet to live
Yeah.
where you live. Therefore, you're not even living within your means. You're living outside of your means, causing you. Listen, again, I'll be the first to admit, when I first met Tony, I was stressed out all the time, trying
Yeah.
to pay my bills, pay my car. Like, I didn't want help from fucking anyone, but I was struggling.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, I wouldn't complain on social media about it. But
Yeah.
once you realize, well, shit, that's kind of my fault. I'm spending money on clothes. I'm spending money on shoes. I'm going to fucking Target 2, 3 times a week sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Going out drinking, especially before I met you, like single. I mean, I wouldn't pay for drinks most of the time, but me and my friends would go out to like a nice dinner so we wouldn't get completely trashed
Yeah.
that night. I mean, pay gas to get out there, pay parking.
It adds up, man.
It adds up. But at the same time, it's like, well, if I would have saved that money,
Yeah.
I would have had gas money. If I would have saved that money, that would have been, you know, the money I was short on to make my payment
Yeah.
on my car. Things like that.
It adds
That's
up.
when it started getting into perspective. Then you're like, what the fuck? And then
Yeah.
finally you get a new job.
And then boom.
And you're like, holy shit, this is
Well, it's
what feeling stress-free is like.
Yeah. No, you're right.
I mean, it's still stressful at times, but
Sure.
it's a different kind of thing where you're
Right.
like, okay, back in the day, if my car broke down, it was like the end of my world. Like, how the
Right.
fuck am I going to fix that? But now I took care of the car.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore,
Because you had the money too.
Because I had the money to.
Right.
Therefore, it's not going to break down. Therefore, I'm not worried about it shutting off at a red light
Yeah.
because I had the money to maintain it so that it doesn't break down.
Yeah. And it all has to do with, you know, your break even. I mean, what you make and what you spend. You know, like that's why when we do our finances, if you get an oil change every 3 months, like you're supposed to, if you have a regular car, if you have a synthetic, obviously it's every 6 months. But instead of
Obviously,
but instead of like thinking to yourself $30 a month, think $10 a month. So you whatever money you make, you have to set aside $10 a month for that to maintain it. And it's just those little things, those little steps where it makes a big difference if you plan it out.
Yeah. There's no reason you should be hustling every goddamn day of your life.
Right. Unless you're into that thing.
I mean, if you're into it, go for it. But no,
Yeah,
thank you.
Fuck that.
Fuck that indeed.
So just have some goals
and stick to them.
and stick to them. Because I know we're not stopping. Are we, babe?
No.
Now we just got bigger metas.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's all we got.
Oh, okay.
That was fun. So we got to get a refill. But thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Berardo Podcast. I'd like to thank my special guest, the lovely wife, Brenda Berardo, ladies and gentlemen.
Insert clap here.
That's right. But until next time, we will see you later. Peace.